And a foul on DeJuan Rose with the push.
And Massey really yelling at Hawkins out on the floor, wondering why he shot that. He didn't want Hawkins having any part of that. Hawkins is a 30% three-point shooter.
So it'll be a 1-and-1.
We're in the bonus situation already with 10 minutes and 14 seconds left to go first half.
Low-scoring affair so far as Jim Cruz. I guess Pete Gillen paid him the ultimate compliment. He said, no one's played us tougher in the country than Evansville. He said, Jim does a great job of pinpointing a team's weaknesses and attacking those weaknesses. And they're doing that tonight.
He said, we've got more plays than Shakespeare, and the Aces know them better than we do.
We got time. We ought to give you a few Gillenisms.
Oh, he's got them. I don't know what he said to Bob Huggins Wednesday night after the game, but the two got into a shoving match. Last night when I talked to Pete, he said, it happened in the heat of the battle. I'd rather not comment more than that. I said, I thought you might want to have some fun with it. He said, the people in Cincinnati are awfully sensitive about it right now.
Pretty smart. Edwards working on Sparks, decides to put it up. And Kokenauer. And another foul on DeJuan Rose.
Everybody's okay over there. Just got a little excited.
And there, Steve Bennett is, let's watch it again.
Got a loose ball. Rose fouled him there. There was no call. And when you don't call one foul, then you let things get out of hand a little bit. And there is finally the call on Rose, and he can't believe it. And he tried to lay down in disgust, and he ended up laying back down on Kokenauer.
2 on Rose. That's the 8th team foul. So Mr. Kokenauer goes to the line as Pete Gillen, a 46-year-old native of Brooklyn, New York, tries to keep his troops from getting too far behind here. The Aces, with a 9-point lead, they can make it 10.
The Aces, that's a good thing they're shooting hot from the free throw line. They are now 7 of 7, but they are shooting atrociously, 33% from the field, 5 for 15. Xavier, worse than that, Mike. Listen to this. They are 3 of 17 for 18%.
We knew defense would be the key. We didn't think it'd be quite this good. It looked a little short when it left his hands, but Kokenauer gives the Aces their biggest lead, 19-8. Mike Blake along with Dean Webster live from Roberts Stadium. 2 MCC powers meeting for what may be the last time for quite a while here at Roberts Stadium. And Pete Sears, who almost single-handedly is keeping the Musketeers in it, gets his 6th point. Coming down to 9:35. That tall coach, as Kell turns it over, is Louis Orr. You asked Pete Gillen, you ever think, he said, you ever want to get Orr in the lineup, and what did he say?
Every night.
Every night. For those of you who remember, he and Roosevelt Bowie were the great tandem with the Orangemen back in the 80s. They were co-Big East Players of the Year. And they're two of the reasons why Jim Boeheim's one of the winningest coaches percentage-wise in the country. Harvey. And great screen and a nice rebound by Reed Jackson. But he loses it. And a foul on the Aces.
Reed trying to push it up a little too hard. Reed has committed more turnovers than anybody else on the Aces team, but he actually, for a forward, handles the ball quite a bit. This time just got a little out of control, and when he lost the ball, he lost control of his body and ran into the Gentry and committed the foul.
In addition to having a lot of turnovers, he's also number 2, scoring, rebounding, assists, steals, and field goal percentage. He's playing, you know, he's on the floor. And again, Xavier can't buy a basket. That was Massey with a miss.
Aces have got to start finishing this off.
And a push on Massey. There is Brian Grant, the All-American. Marty Blake, the Super Scout, says he's a high draft pick.
He's looking up at the scoreboard right now saying, boy, Coach, my knee's feeling better. I think I could go in and help him. I looked over at the Aces bench. Jim Cruz had his legs crossed, was sitting back looking like he was enjoying a movie, while the 3 assistant coaches were all on their feet shouting instructions.
Out comes Scott Sparks to an ice ovation. Jeff Layden back in. And Jermaine Ball. The Aces are shooting the lights out from the line. They're 9 of 9.
Pete Gillen looking for anybody that he can think maybe can hit a jumper. He's putting in Tyson Britt now, a 6'4", 214-pound freshman. He has only scored 6 points the entire season.
He played for Norm Held at Anderson. Played for a very fine program as Jermaine Ball keeps the Aces perfect. And it's a 21-10. They tie their biggest lead. 8:40 to go in the first half. Gentry way too high. Retrieved by DeJuan Rose.
I think they're content to let Gentry shoot.
Sears.
That guy they don't want shooting.
He got his first 3, and he's got 9 to lead the Musketeers. They're back with an 8, 21-13.
Boy, he's a great looking addition to this Xavier team.
The Aces would prefer to have them shoot jumpers, wouldn't they? They don't want them in the paint.
Yeah, but they're going to have to get a hand in the face of Sears.
Nice move, but Pete Sears with a rebound. Jackson with a good move, but the shot didn't go. Gentry had kicked it out to Britt. Britt thought otherwise. Now Gentry gets Jackson off his feet. Nice dish and a foul on Jermaine Ball. And that is 3 on the Indianapolis Cathedral native.
That's a tough break for the Aces.
Kell is going to check back in as we take another look.
There's the, that was all set up by Gentry. Gentry doesn't have to hit that shot all the time. He can drive it in there and really creating some things. So Ball's going to have to come out of the game with 3 personals. Brent Kell will come back in.
And he's in, and he takes 4 points and 3 fouls to the bench. And to Rice Walker, out of Hamilton, Ohio. He's only got 2, and they're both from the line. He's a second-team preseason All-MCC. When it comes to leaping ability, he's probably a first-teamer.
He is definitely a leaper, and you know, as well as the Aces have played, they only have a 6-point lead.
Of course, a year ago, here before a national ESPN audience, Walker had 22 in 23 minutes. As they beat the Aces 74-68.
He was definitely the difference in that game, especially down the stretch in the second half.
And an air. Boy, Ed Gotterhand is the unpopular guy
with Xavier, not with the Evansville fans.
And a foul on DeJuan Rose. Boy, that saved 2 from the Aces. That's the 10th foul of the half. And DeJuan Rose has his 3rd. He's out of Chicago Leo High School.
The Aces have hit 10 free throws in a row, and the worst free throw shooter on the team, Jeff Layden, is up there now. Jeff hitting just 53%.
That's Steve Bennett, the shot doctor.
Maybe he's been working with that freshman out of Lawrence North.
Nice rotation, but doesn't go. Gentry just happened to be in the neighborhood. .7:35 on the clock. And again, Jeff not happy with himself, but that happens. Sears, here's the guy they don't want shooting. Gentry from way out.
Good rotation that time by Gentry. Had his feet set that time. Looked a lot better on that shot.
Kokenauer down to Layden, up and in. Jeff Layden, his 2nd basket. The Aces back up by 5, 23-18. Coming down to 7 minutes. Rebound Elkins. Clears it to Kell. Oh, look out. A little bit of a collision.
Now they're trying to lay a little lumber on Kell, maybe trying to aggravate that back a little bit. He just took another shot from Tyson Britt.
And Layden turns it over. Turnover, 6th turnover on the Aces. I think that's the toughest call, the traveling. Now I think they miss a couple, but I thought
sometimes you get that, you try to get away with that little stutter step, and a lot of times, you know, the officials just get blocked out on it.
And yet another new face, number 15, the guy with the ball, Sherwin Anderson. He's a freshman out of New York.
Great interior defense that time.
Sykes, and a foul. Sykes says, I'll buy that. Now Scott Sparks back off the Pines.
Sparks playing very tough. Layden and Sparks have really done a nice job for the Aces inside. Not real big kids, but they play awfully hard.
Layden comes out, give Andy Elkins his first personal, and Larry Sykes out of Toledo, St. Francis de Sales High School. This kid has bulked up 15 pounds from last year. He likes weightlifting and exotic pets.
He might think a few of these Evansville fans are exotic pets.
Jim Cruz.
There's kind of some strange cats out here tonight. Cheering for the orange-clad Aces.
Somebody made the comment when they play on national TV at Cincinnati, wonder if they'll let them wear the orange jerseys just to get the recognition about McCutcheon. Be a good idea.
I think Jim Cruz said this just for our fans. I don't think they're going to do that. At least that's the last I heard from Jim.
3-point ball game, 6:20 to go. A lot of traffic directing going on. The two big guns of the MCC and Brent Kell. His second basket, he's got 9 points. The Aces back up by 5.
Boy, you think the Aces missed him while he was out of there?
Oh. You know, and he makes it so much better for the others. Anderson, nice feed. And Walker, I thought they missed 2 calls. I thought it was a traveling, and then Walker seemed to get shoved. So we're under 6 minutes. Aces can add to their 5-point lead. They've led by as many as 11. Kell, in and out. Sykes.
That one came in and out, but Brent Kell is definitely feeling it right now.
And Sherwin Anderson stolen by Reed Jackson. Jackson is second on the team in steals, and he's had at least 2 tonight.
They've done a nice job on Elkins.
Sparks traveling. Scott Sparks, the 7-foot sophomore out of Vincennes. They really like his work ethic. He tied his career high, as Dean mentioned the other night, in a tough loss at Detroit.
And boy, do we have some great video of him on that one play. Little shot fake, went to the baseline and slammed it.
You know, Elkins had to make an early exit, so did Sparks. Those 2 guys could have stuck around. And another new face, Kenny Harvey back in the lineup. His second 3, and Xavier is the closest they've been since the early going. 25-23. Under 5 minutes in the first half.
Xavier's used a lot of people, but they have not used Brian Grant.
Elkins, tip, Elkins. Up and in, and a foul. Great work by Andy Elkins.
What work on the inside by this guy, and has he come a long, long way in 3 years. He came in as a role player, and now he's the #1 option, and he knows it.
This is worth another look.
Andy tried to tip his own missed shot, tried a little head fake, and he said, all right, I'm not shooting over this big guy, so he just goes right around him, and then there is the foul from behind.
On Tyrese Walker, Tyrese with his second. 4:44 to go as Elkins completes the 3-point play.
Big play.
Elkins with 7. 5-point lead for the Aces. This is Sherwin Anderson out of Brooklyn, New York. Tries to get it into Sykes. They got away with it. Great steal by Elkins to Kell. Elkins. Up and a little short. Elkins again. Up and in.
And another foul and another potential 3-point play. And just as we said, they are doing a great job on LD Elkins defensively. Andy has woken up, and he has got this crowd fired up. Andy Elkins working inside, misses the shot, but stays right with it. And I think we may even have a technical foul.
Gillen is pleading his case as this crowd is going nuts. The foul, by the way, it was the first foul on Kenny Harvey, number 24. That's Pete Gillen. Does he ever sit down? Huh?
They don't need a chair over there for him. There's no technical. They sent Sherwin Anderson to the bench, and I think he was jawing with the official a little bit, and I think it was just his own teammates that grabbed him and got him out of there.
So Xavier stays 7 down as we're coming down close to 4 minutes.
Mark Heisel has checked in for the Aces. He did a great job while Brent Kell was out with that injury.
Gentry, great penetration. Boy, and a foul on, I believe they're going to call it on Pete Sears. No. Todd Kokenauer.
Oh, that's a terrible call. Kokenauer got shoved from behind.
It looked like like a kamikaze drill going to the boards. Watch.
I don't know about this. Todd, as soon as it was called, started walking to the other end. I don't know if he was trying to sell it, but I thought he had gotten shoved from behind. Maybe he didn't get shoved. Maybe he just didn't shove it.
Could have been.
Gentry, who has struggled with his shot all season, a 54% free throw shooter.
And he'll get it. And now a timeout. Marty Simmons meets him out midcourt. The Aces are fired up. They're up by 7. 3:57 to go in the first half. We'll be right back.
She's back.
Don't you buy no ugly truck.
And you won't when you make your purchase from the Tri-State leader, Kenny Kent Chevrolet Mazda Volvo Custom Van, where best value is guaranteed. Like a 94 Astro by U.S. conversion for $18,995, or an S10 extended cab loaded for $12,995. The Tri-State low price leader for 47 years. Visit us today, and whatever you do,
don't you buy no ugly truck.
Kenny Kent Chevrolet Mazda Volvo Custom Van, where the Corvette sits high in the sky and best value is guaranteed.
I'm in this Italian opera to prove how Italian Subway's Italian subs are. For a limited time, enjoy our spicy pizza sub or Italian steak, both with Carm's marinara, sauce from a recipe by our founder's mother. So open up and say ciao.
New hot Italian subs from $1.69 at Subway, the place where fresh is the taste.
And here comes the Tri-Captain Kokenauer.
The Aces kind of beating Xavier at their own game, really winning it with defense and a fast break right now. The Aces actually probably want to get this game up over the 70-point mark, and the way it's going right now, they will. They are 9-0 this year when they score 70 points or more. When they score less than 70, they are 1-6.
Xavier, if they hold you under 75, they're like 28-2 over the last 2 years.
48-3 over the last 3, so you can see a pattern over and they're 11-0 when they hold their opponents under 75 points this year. They are 11th this season nationally in scoring defense. So you can see the Aces right now, that's the key, scoring the points off the fast break. And Sears just shoves Kokenauer down right in front of the official. No call.
Sparks with a tremendous jab. Scott Sparks has only 2 baskets, but they have been dandies, a tip and a jam. Three and a half minutes to go. Aces by 9.
Aces shooting 41% after that Scott Sparks dunk.
Harvey threw it into Elkins, and it bounced back off of Harvey, and the Aces will bring it back. Great defense by Evansville. Heisel for 3. Tip by Elkins. What a tip. Elkins with a sensational half. You know, the last time he played here, he had 37 points. Of course, the competition wasn't quite the same against Walsh, but he's playing well tonight against some of the best we'll see here at the stadium.
Matches the biggest Aces lead.
Xavier was back within 2. They're now down by 11.
This is a big trip for Xavier.
Sparks for the rebound. Tremendous defense by the Aces and a foul.
And I believe it's going to be an intentional foul. It was either intentional or he was saying holding on Pete Sears, and the seams are coming undone in the last final 4 minutes for Xavier.
And Louis Orr says, young man, just take it easy. He's getting emotional. He's gotten away with a couple of shoves. You got to calm that kid down. He's too valuable. 2:42 to go as Kokenauer will go to the line. Talk about defense.
9 straight points by the Aces.
They have been masterful from the free throw line. Kokenauer is 3 of 3. I think the Aces are like 11 for 11. (12 of 15). Close enough.
Yeah. They were 11 for 11 at one time.
There we go.
And now the biggest lead for the Aces.
2:35 to go.
The Aces fans are like piranhas.
Massey. Sears with a rebound and a foul on Jackson. And again, Jim Cruz wondering why it's been coming out from the official out top.
Well, the thing about it here is the Aces are, doing a pretty good job of keeping Xavier off the offensive board, and that's really what they've got to do. And now it's going to be a big test over the final 2.5 minutes as the Aces go with the 3-guard offense and Heisel, Kokenauer, and Kell, and only 2 big guys in there with Elkins and Sparks.
Seitz back in for Xavier.
With Grant out of there, Xavier is not particularly big.
They sure aren't. And Sears now with 10 points. And taking it strong to the hole, Therese Walker. His first basket, by the way. A 10-point lead. And Elkins steps out of bounds. Jim Cruz says he pushed him.
And Jim is letting Jerry Petro know right now what he thinks of that call.
So Xavier gets it back. 2:17 to go in the half. They're still staring at a 10-point deficit. Gentry.
I really like this guy with the ball, Sears.
And Kell with the steal. Elkins up, and a rebound, Gentry. Sears down low. Walker. Tyrese Walker heating up. Officials.
That's 5 straight now for Xavier, after the Aces had ran off 11 straight. So it has been a series of streaks now, and it looks like the Aces still have the ball, but they're just going to have to go with everybody down here on this end as we try to get the ball in.
Sears is out. DeJuan Rose and Michael Hawkins back in. And so is Jeff Massey. Kokenauer.
You can't hand check.
And that comes with 1:42.
And I believe, is that 4 fouls on Rose?
DeJuan Rose.
Brian Grant's trying to play coach over there. He says, put Eric Edwards in.
And that's
Pete says, good idea. In fact, Edwards looked like he was kind of complaining over there. Maybe a little dissension over there on that Xavier bench. Of course, when you're down a few points, it gets like that.
So Kokenauer goes back to the line where he's made 4 of 4. And we put the whammy on him. Aces, 36-28.
The Aces have shot well, a lot more free throws than Xavier has. That was their 17th and 18th free throws of the game. Xavier has shot 8, 9. I think at 9.
Gentry kicks it back to Hawkins. Rebound, Sparks. Sparks moving well. Gentry. Tokenauer. And a Kell on a turnover, and he didn't like the call. You want to talk about competitor, Brent Kell. Coming down to a minute 15. Hawkins working on Kell. Down goes Massey. Kell with the ball. Splits the defense. Kicks it out to Jackson. Into Sparks, up and in. What a play.
And another three-point play opportunity the old-fashioned way for the Aces.
Scott Sparks again with a very unusual shot. He's had a stuff with a slam.
We're going to have a pretty happy father when we talk to his dad at halftime. What a shot up over his head.
Hawkins with his second personal. It comes with just a minute 2 to go. And Sparks can give the Aces an 11-point lead. He has 6.
Sparky, not a great free throw shooter, 64%.
Under a minute. Again, we'll be talking to Dan Sparks and also to Robin Cooper, the football coach of the Aces. And Eric Edwards.
We mentioned that the last time that he came in. He can shoot from the outside. Boy, he proved it that time.
Edwards spreads the Aces out by shooting that 3. Kell, nice penetration. And a foul. And Eric Edwards drew the foul.
They called it on Kell. He is one intense player.
So Brent comes down the floor with his second personal. I've got it. Is that 1? This is first. Comes with 38 seconds to go. I'm going to take these glasses off, Dean. Here comes Edwards.
Can't see those fouls with the glasses on. Edwards got a pretty good touch, though, for a big guy. He can shoot it out on the floor a little bit.
He shoots 64% from the free throw line. And now Sherwin Anderson coming in for Jeff Massey.
It will be a very interesting halftime talk out of Pete Gillen when he talks to his team.
Edwards cuts it to 7, 39-32, 37 seconds to go. Both teams playing tremendous defense. Aces content to take some time off the clock. Down to 20 on the shot clock.
About 2 seconds difference. They don't want Xavier to get the ball back in a shooting position. They're one that would take it right at the buzzer.
Threw it away, 7 seconds. Anderson down to Walker, a foul. Now some words are exchanged.
Harvey came in and pushed Elkins completely off the floor. May have been a little bit of a play job on Elkins' part.
It comes with 2 seconds to go. Jim Cruz is talking to the 2 officials. Pete Gillen is told to stay there. Gentry was the one that got hammered.
Jim Cruz is giving him an earful right now. He doesn't want the game to get out of hand. It's been a great game so far.
They give the foul to Elkins, correct? His second. As we expected, a very spirited game here at Roberts Stadium.
Gentry missed everything the last time he went to the free throw line. I mentioned not a very good free throw.